Hello and welcome to part 2 of my historical video series celebrating 40 years of overland travel.
Dream lucky wake up cord in hand. Look at the stars in the heaven above. Sleep on the pillow where my head used to lay, while the moonbeam flicker across your window pane. I'm on my way from you. Don't know where I'm going. Will you miss me? 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 Miss me?
It's 2024. That means 40 years that I've been exploring the world's most remote places in four-wheel drives in association with the Overland Workshop. Long before I became a writer and then filmmaker and then content creator, I made home movies. It started with my father on Super 8, and then when I got drive I started recording on the earliest versions of VHS tape. This story actually began in 1990 with a trip to a place that has become one of my favorite places on earth, to the Makari salt pans, and an expedition that Gun and I took, just the two of us, to a place called Kokonya Island. And then 3 years later, taking friends on a similar trip, a different route to get to the island. That different route turned out to be quite a challenge, and our friends in their 1973 Range Rover suffered greatly, mainly because, well, they were carrying the bulk of the load, and the Range Rover would so easily sink into the mud and get stuck. It was a hell of a trip and a hell of a story. You'll notice that I've used a lot of popular music. Of course, at the time I was creating home videos, not videos ready for monetization on YouTube. So I've left the music in because I think you'll enjoy it, and it was definitely part of the era. Enjoy the show.
Well, we've arrived. Behind us, across 3 kilometers of pan, is Kokonya Island. We have one small thing to do before we get there, and that is to make sure that the pan won't swallow us up. If the pan is wet, we're going to battle to get through. If the pan is dry, it's a piece of cake. Just drive across the pan. We're going to follow other vehicle tracks, so we're now going to try. It's taken us a day to get here. Yesterday we travelled from Johannesburg. We arrived at Nata at 4 o'clock. It was quite an easy drive. And this morning we left Nata at about 11:30. It's now 1, so it's about 2 hours to get here from the main Nata road, and it should take us probably a couple of hours to get across, because we're going to go very, very slowly, carefully make our way across. Actually following of another vehicle very slowly, because this stuff, when it is wet, is totally impassable, and I don't actually feel like making fresh tracks, because then I have no way of gauging how solid the surface is or how wet the surface is. Everything looks incredibly dry and incredibly hard, but I'm still nervous that suddenly it's going to change. There's going to be there could easily be a patch in the middle of the pan that is wet. And if I drive into that wet patch, I'm not going to get out again. And even digging is not going to get us out. So it's a little bit tricky, but it looks very safe. But I'm not going to take any chances by going too fast and then suddenly find I'm in trouble. It's hell of a hot. The amount of heat being reflected off this white surface is mind-blowing, and the air conditioner isn't working. We just got the fan on. But Without sunglasses and a hat, I reckon you'd die in about 2.5 hours in this place. You have to sit down with this man, even now in winter.
With my heart still racing, Gwyn drives the 110 onto Kokonya Island.
This here's the first baobab that we're considering.
There is nobody else here, and the likelihood of seeing anybody, well, is just about zero.
They're ahead of us. Oh, that looks so nice.
Central Botswana lie some of the world's largest salt pans. The second largest in the world is in fact Soapan. On its eastern shores lies the island Kokonya. It's July, which means the height of the dry season. Even so, we were quite lucky to make it across without finding deep mud.
This is one of the most beautiful places we've ever been to in Africa. It is so quiet, it's unbelievable. You can actually hear the blood being pumped through your ears, it's so quiet. We've spent 2 nights here, and we've been the only people on the island. We've had a nice day yesterday exploring the island. We drove all the way around it, and we walked up to the kopje, and it is like a miniature Serengeti. It's absolutely delightful.
Sunday the 25th of...
You want a drink of water?
Nah.
Well, if you do, have it now.
3 years later, and we're heading off with friends back to Kokonya Island,
Switching on.
Almost full.
hoping again that the rains haven't been too late and the pan surface will be firm.
Water.
So the question is, do we go into
Which do we do first?
go into Nature Sanctuary? Whatever. What do you want to do, Andy?
I know for a fact this is worthwhile. If there are people in the area, they will be here. They'll be at Kudu, because that's the most popular destination. They'll be here and here. There won't be any people. Hardly anybody ever goes there. Bit of an unknown, really.
Our supplies are for 7 people for 5 days. And as a result, of course, both vehicles are very heavy to start off with, particularly the Range Rover.
I think they're flamingos, seriously.
Will you miss me? Will you miss me? Will you miss me?
I'm sure those are flamingos, and that is water. That's what I thought was water.
This is so different.
Lunchtime, July the 25th. We have headed in a southerly direction along the eastern shore of Sao Pan. All morning we have followed the cattle fence, enviously looking over the fence to the distant flocks of pelicans and flamingos. Okay.
That's amazing clouds.
Having lost contact with each other on the radio, I decided to turn back. And the Range Rover is stopped, and it looks like for a good reason.
What's wrong?
We suddenly picked up a misfire, so I thought instead of persevering that we would just stop and have a look.
See what it was.
Jonty is the kind of guy that you want on an expedition, particularly if you're driving an old vehicle. He's the kind of guy that can diagnose a problem by just smelling the exhaust fumes.
You've got 4 cylinders not doing zip. Alright, what's happening? I think it's one of the carbs. Let's just work out which one. Okay, you've got the 2 inside ones, no difference. Okay, so which carb? I can't work this one out. Left or right? I suppose you can take the unions now. You can take these.
Pull those off anyway. Or filmmaker broken.
Float.
The diaphragm. Which side's broken?
This one.
Oh good, this is next to a prickly bush.
Okay, hold it up to the light so we can see it. Good.
I don't want to tear it too badly because we might have to use it.
It's a new one.
The other thing is
But it went-
this will cause bloody high fuel consumption.
Well, it could have done. That may be one of my causes.
No, gee whiz.
But now it went suddenly.
Yeah.
Hey Cheryl, we were driving quite normally. This is a vehicle prophylactic from an SU carburetor, West German specification, and it has, like many of these things do, a hole in it.
Right down, we're about here. Now, what direction is that?
347.
We don't want to go due west.
Due west.
We don't want to go due west.
Want to go south?
Where's Kokonya Island? You want to go south.
Due south, just a line.
That way. It's just,
But you see that there? You
orientate.
see that there?
Yeah.
That is, I bet you that is that. We are here.
Like that. So we're probably sitting here.
I think what we should do is drive along the edge of the pan.
So
All the way along there. Down to there. That's what I say. Because that is going across the pan towards Kuba Island.
So what I'm saying is let's just head straight for that point.
No, I don't think so. I think if we stay reasonably close to the edge of the pan, we shouldn't have difficulty.
Yeah, well, let's do that then. We just head
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that you want to head along here.
Only thing I'm worried about going straight across is the fact that we might hit mud.
Yeah, we're actually a lot closer to the soda ash than we thought.
Yeah, we're right at the base of the spit. Because this makes such a lot of sense, John.
Yeah.
The two spits, that spit and that spit, are those two spits.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
It does.
I think
Right,
it's that.
we're going to drive across the pan, straight to the other split. It'll save us about 15 minutes.
Get to that point, we'll take just 20 minutes.
We're there. Okay, we're here,
Hello, Puddle.
and we are going across this area here. We're going to end up at that spit there. Now that spit, we will then decide which course to take, but then probably we will follow the edge of the pan around here, and that's our destination, Kokonya. Okay. Happy?
Happy. Very good.
This is an enormous amount of fun. It looks easy, but it's also very scary. If the mud gets soft and the vehicle sinks, it can mean hours of digging. The speed is about 60 kilometers an hour, and that's done with our right foot buried, crushing the carpet, throttle flat out. And in about 10 minutes, we hit the first spit.
It's actually beautiful.
Very nice top nice, but these things are bloody little birds. How many pigs do you need, Mark? 4. How many masonry nails have you got, Mark?
Actually, if we go to the form of putting one up, then we might as well.
But John is also... Oh, no, it doesn't have to. No, there's the tree, man. Go straight to the tree. Go straight to the tree.
Okay, it's Monday morning. We're packing up to leave. Last night we had a very, very calm night. Wonderful, wonderful sunset. And we didn't actually camp at the first set of baobab trees that we came to because on the floor there seems to be a symbiotic relationship between a particular type of grass and baobab trees. And all the baobab trees around here have this grass. It's kind of devil form. If you get within 2 feet, it kind of jumps onto you and covers you, and it's terrible stuff. So we've actually moved into an open area. We didn't make it to Kokonya Island. The time got a bit late, so we're off that direction, and we will this time keep to the edge of the pan owing to the very hazardous conditions we encountered yesterday, and we don't want to try our luck again. So we'll be leaving here in about half an hour and see you on the road. That over there is just a clump of grass.
I think you're all talking. Smile. Water in there.
These are the days of the endless summer. These are the days, the time is now. There is no past, there's only future. There's only here, there's only now. Oh, your smiling face, your gracious presence, are the Father's spring, a kindling breath, are the radiant heart, you're the song of glory, cry of freedom in the night. These are the days by the sparkling river. It's traveling grace and our treasured flag. This is the love of the one magician. Turn the water, yeah, into wine. All right. These are the days of the endless dancing. Yeah, the long walks on the summer night. These are the days of the true romancing. But I'm holding you, oh so tight. These are the days of a sparkling river. And it's time to grace in the treasured find. days that will last forever. You got to hold them, yeah, in your heart. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Up and low.
Na na na. Na na na.
You're a bad omen.
Oh, for Kokonya Island. Peace and tranquility of a couple of days, where there's no possibility of getting stuck in anything.
This time it's Mark who has turned around and come back to the rescue.
What are the chances of this vehicle tipping, Andrew?
It was a bit of sloppy driving. Andrew like rammed it into fourth instead of second. But still.
Kept it wouldn't go in second because I think I was panicking.
Very ambitious. This cable's long.
Well, we'll just follow him, yeah?
Yeah, we're just saying that we don't think we'll cope with another bogging down.
The final 3 kilometers to Kokonya Island, and it looks absolutely hopeless. Exhausted from 8 recovery operations, we've decided to lighten the Range Rover, walk it back to our campsite on the shores of the Pan, and when it's a little bit cooler, perhaps tomorrow morning, get the Range Rover out.
Tuesday morning, we failed in our attempt to get to Kokonia Island. Mark got stuck about 200 meters from the bank. It's very, very wet all the way across it seems. So we have basically failed in our attempt to get to Kokonia. We camped last night on the edge of the pan, and this morning we will make our way, after retrieving Mark's vehicle, make our way to the cattle post, which is in that direction over there. It's about 12, maybe 15 kilometers drive, again along the edge of the pan, so again it'll be the similar conditions to yesterday. Hopefully we've learnt a bit from yesterday and we won't get stuck again, but that's the plan. Tonight we hope to spend at Nata Sanctuary and perhaps see some pelicans and flamingos, which apparently are on the northern part of the pans, which are wet at the moment. So what do you think, Johnson?
What?
Plan of action.
Plan of action. Just get the thing out of the mud, that's it. Turn the other one sideways.
X marks the spot of our failed attempt to get to Kokonia Island. The following morning we headed east and back to the game fence and on to Nata Sanctuary.
Pity cameras can't smell, because this dropping in front of the lens right now is petrol.
Or a knife, yeah, Andrew's got a knife.
Is that the right side?